Good morning, everybody. Today's video is going to be on the 1979 Ford Bronco on the Traxxas TRX4 chassis. I went with this one because I've seen these in real life and I absolutely love them. And then Traxxas really killed it, I think, on the chassis and everything that you get. So let's get into it. First thing you'll notice at the box, it's a pretty nice looking box. But that is not what mine looks like. So we will get rid of the box, and then we have mine. So, like my channel says, this is Runge Toys. So I'm going to go over my stuff. I'm not really going to give you much of a review. Just going to go over it quick. So I have the body's pretty much stock. The only thing I did as far as the body goes was I added the lights. So you have the lights in there. I added the push guard in the front. The lights are headlights, front, side markers. You got your rear marker, and then you have your running lights. See, I added that. That's the spare tire carrier. Really like that, actually. I think that adds a lot because the rear end's kind of plain. And that's kind of all I added as far as like body, like stuff, like aesthetic stuff that doesn't really do much. The next thing you're going to notice is that these wheels and tires, these are 2.2s. What come on the stock one is 1.9s. The other thing I did down here was the Traxxas long arm kit, and that's what all the blue stuff is. And I chose blue because of Ford blue. I just found it fitting, but it adds quite a bit of lift to it. It says it adds an inch of lift. So in scale terms, this is 1/10, so it's 10 inches of lift. So basically the way that this is set up is it should be in real life basically a 10-inch lift running 42s, but I think that it's really more like 40s if I did the math right, which is not my strong suit. So we'll go with that. Let's take the body off and see what we got underneath. So underneath you're going to find all waterproof electronics, and the first thing you're going to notice is these two little servos. If you don't know anything about RC cars, feel free to ask me, because there's such a big world of RC stuff right now. It's easy for people to get mixed up. So I'm going to go over real quick. This is a brushed motor, they've been around forever and they're awesome. They just last, but they're not known for like speed. But they got a lot of torque, which is why they have them in the crawlers. It's because they're very torquey. This is a LiPo battery. LiPo is basically what everything runs now. The old school stuff was the nickel metal batteries, which is basically like soldered together like AA batteries and C batteries. So the potential there is only so much. LiPos are amazing. They're awesome. So I got on the subject of these guys. Now, this particular model comes from the factory with this. These are locking diffs. They lock and unlock. So as you're crawling and rock crawling, if you get to a spot where you can't quite get over, you can lock the diffs. And you do that using the controller. And you have this little switch up here. And when you can lock the front and you can lock the rear. You can unlock the rear, unlock the front. And what that's doing is that's moving these servos, and they're basically just pulling a cable to lock, just like a real one. And they work just like real ones. The next thing I want to show you on this is, I'm sure you saw this, was your high and low. It has a 2-speed transmission in it, and that's going to work this servo over here, which is basically it doesn't have a cable, it's got an arm on it, so it's doing it. It's not like relying on a cable. It's pushing the actual gear change itself. I really like this setup. It adds a bit of reality to it. As far as like when you're rock crawling, it's something I wish I had in my big Jeep, because lockers are awesome. Going back down to the diffs, I said about these were locking. Something else that this has is it has portal axles, and basically portal axles give you about an inch of clearance of more clearance, I should say, because your regular solid axle, it would come out and then your hub would be here. So that means your tire, sorry, your regular axle would go straight, which you can see that's not the center of the tire. So the center of the wheel, sorry, I said tire, the center of the wheel, it was here. So that would be all the way up there, so you would lose some clearance. So running portal axles lets you have that. Now these are stock from the factory. I didn't add these. This was part of the reason why I spent the money and bought this one. And the other thing that it does is that because you have a gear reduction in here, it takes away your torque. I forgot what they call it. I want to say torque steer, but it's basically what it does is that when you give it gas, when you would give it gas like a normal one, oh, I almost dropped it. Basically what happened is your body wants to shift like this because of the way the motor turns. Well, having portal axles gets rid of that. So that is another reason why I did that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a good car. Now, something you guys are going to do is you guys are going to go for a ride in this. It's rainy, it's cloudy, it's gross outside. And with this being all waterproof, having all waterproof electronics, for the first time, I put the camera inside it. I put the body on, I took it out, and I think it came out okay. It's not the best video in the world, but you know, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this today was because my backyard pools a little bit with like dirty water, so it's like mudding basically. So you can unlock the diffs, you can put it in high gear and punch it, and I was hoping to get water coming up over the hood, but it's not quite deep enough for that, so it didn't get too much. But anyway, here's the video, so hope you enjoy.